What is your stance on the use of lethal force to defend oneself or others?
Right. We had a great debate on this here at the church. Jason versus Ryan, two brothers talking about just war theory and pacifism. And to try to be brief, I'd say go watch that debate, and both of those are legitimate biblical interpretations. I respect people on both sides. And my first comment would be, I think Christians should have a pacifist inclination. Peace is a fruit of the Spirit. Jesus said he came to bring peace. And so I think our hearts should always be driving that direction. We shouldn't love war or long for the use of violence. Like our hearts should be toward peace. And for that reason, I very much respect the pacifist inclination. And verses like love your enemies, you got to do something with that. We really should love them. You have to hold that intention with all the verses, and there are many, about defending the vulnerable and the poor. And so I do think the use of lethal force can be the lesser of two evils in a case of defending the poor and vulnerable. It should be very rare, but I think there can be places for that. I think of World War II, and I think it was appropriate for America and Christians in America to join that war to stop the atrocities of the Nazis. I think if I saw someone about to kill a child, I would have justification to, again, I'd hope not to use lethal force. I'd want to think about any way possible to use non-lethal force first to protect the innocent and the vulnerable. But in that type of a situation, I would be comfortable using lethal force to protect others. For myself, I know we have the right to self-defense in America. I think that's good. I don't know that I feel comfortable or would go so far as to say I could use lethal force just to protect myself. And my reason for that is I know where I'm going. And to some extent, loving my enemy in that moment, even if it means my death and laying my life down for that person, doesn't that sound like Jesus, who also laid his life down for me and in some sense for that person? And so in that case, I don't know that I would be able to use lethal force merely for self-defense. We're called to not be selfish, not look to our own interests, but the interests of others. And so I would be pretty hesitant. Again, I feel like I could try to break their legs, or something like that. Absolutely, there'd be a place for that kind of force, but to kill the person, I don't know if I could do that.